Hey y'all, I cannot believe it, but I am here to talk to you about fifth grade transition to middle school. I have been avoiding this topic, but it's time for our last lesson. I'm going to miss you guys so much, Tier. So are you middle school ready? And guess what? You guys are all middle school ready. We're just going to do this to review and see if there's anything new that I can tell y'all about middle school. So when you think about starting middle school, how do you feel? And you can talk about this if you want, but I'm just going to tell you guys, I have had some fifth graders that I visited with that are a little nervous about middle school. Some are excited, some are not looking forward to all the homework. There's all the different feelings. So when we think about starting middle school, what do you worry most about? Do you worry about making friends, getting lost, harder classes, more homework, bigger kids, peer pressure, or new teachers? What are some of the things that you worry most about? And if you want to pause here, you can pause and talk to each other about what you're the most worried about. I have talked to a lot of kids about making friends. They're worried about that are going to new schools, more homework, definitely, harder classes, definitely. I haven't really heard any of these, but those are some of the things that I was nervous about when I went to middle school. And I actually went to Cedar Valley Middle School. And I think there's a couple kids going there, and that is a Round Rock ISD middle school, but I really, really liked it. I was nervous, but I liked it. So how is middle school different from elementary school? So it's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade here in Texas. And the reason I say Texas is because in other states, and I think some of our kids might be moving, it's a little bit different. So I can tell you from my personal experience of when I was in middle school, we had lockers. We had a second story, so some classes were upstairs, some were downstairs. You go to classes on your own, so there's like a passing period and the bell rings, and then you go to that class, and it might be like 3 to 5 minutes. I can't remember how long. But yeah, that's how I think it's different. I'm wondering how you think it's different. So there's new people to meet and new friends to make. There's more homework. It's a bigger building with more students. And then you have to follow a class with a schedule with different teachers for each subject. That's like the main difference. And then you join sports teams, clubs, choir, theater, band, and other great activities. And I was actually in band when I was in middle school. I played the French horn, and I was also a cheerleader when I was in middle school, and it was really fun. There's also more food choices at lunch. You might use a locker with a combination lock. Now, there's some middle schools that still use lockers and some that don't, so I'm not really sure. And, with the pandemic, I don't think they were using lockers, so I don't know. But just in case, how do combination locks work? Locks work anyway. When you start school, your teacher will tell you your locker combination, and it will be 3 numbers. You write it down in a special secret place so no one else can see it, but you can remember it. And I did, y'all, when I was in middle school, I did have a combination locker. So this is an example. So let's pretend that your locker combination is 15, 68, 42. So if I was with you guys right now, we would practice, but you're just going to pretend. So first turn the dial 2 full turns to the right, then stop when the triangle is at the top lines up with the number 15. Okay, so there we go. So 2 to the right and then on 15. And then next, turn your dial 1 full turn to the left past the number 15 and stop when the triangle is at the top lines with the number 68. So next, turn the dial 1 full turn and then past the number 15 and stop when the triangle is at the 68. Okay. And then finally, turn the dial to the right and stop with the triangles at the top lines up with the number 42. Okay, so there it is. Pull it down and open the lock. Okay. And then I also have locks in my office if you guys want to practice. So tips for success in middle school. This is a really important one. Stay organized. Keep track of your assignments, projects, tests, due dates, and important events in an agenda. Use a locker organizer if you do have a locker. I know that you guys for sure are going to have backpacks. So you need it like you have backpacks and take your backpacks to each class. You might do that in middle school, or you might have a locker. So just either one, you need to be organized. code your folders and notebooks, one color per subject. I always did that. I still actually do that. And then clean out your desk once a week. So what I did is, I think for me, like math was always blue, science was always green, social studies was always like a red or a yellow, language arts was always yellow, so social studies was always red. I still remember doing that. Sometimes science was purple. So then ask for help. Do you have an older sibling, cousin, or neighbor who is in middle school? Ask if they have any advice for you. Get to know your new teacher, school counselor, and principal. I have invited our school counselor for Hernandez to come on May 21st because he is going to help you guys and be able to explain what's going on in middle school. Make sure your parents know what's going on with you, with your feelings, friends, classmates, assignments, tests, and teachers so they can help you. And then join. Try out some new activities to figure out what you like and what you're good at. You can try sports, teams, clubs, art, music, theater, and more. Joining activities helps you make friends and feel a sense of belonging and learn something new. This is also really important. Be aware of peer pressure. We all want to belong and feel like we're part of a group, but peer pressure happens when someone tries to make us do something that we're not comfortable doing. It can be hard to say no to someone when we want to make or keep a friend. So for me, this did happen in middle school to me, where you're just asked to do something that you know is not okay and not appropriate. And sometimes it might happen with homework. A kid might say, hey, I didn't do my homework today. Can I copy it? Or somebody might say like, hey, do you want to come after school and go do this stuff with us? Remember, you always need to make sure, are you being safe and making good choices, right? So how to handle peer pressure. Get to know you. What are your values? What's important to you? Practice saying no. Say no in a firm, strong voice and make eye contact. Don't change your mind and hold your ground. Walk away, move away from a person pressuring you, and find a safe grown-up or a friend. And then how to handle it. Bring a buddy. Find a friend who shares your values and will support you and stand up for you in tough situations. Look for positive role models, what to do and who to look up to. What kinds of choices have the heroes in your life made? All right, what about fears and faves? Okay, so we're going to watch a video about middle school life.
When I came into middle school, I had some really good friends in elementary school, but I was super scared I wasn't gonna see them at all, or my locker wasn't gonna open, or even how to, and how am I gonna handle all the teachers.
I was afraid of the middle school drama and all that stuff, but it's really easy to stay out of if you just choose your friends wisely.
You know, not all my friends from elementary school were going to the same middle school as me. That was probably my biggest fear.
My biggest fear was probably the lunch table. I was so scared at lunch because I thought I wouldn't know anybody.
The homework.
Lots of homework and not knowing where to go.
Definitely getting to my classrooms on time because it's a big school.
For me, it was probably figuring out if I could open my locker on the first day of school.
I was definitely first scared of the lockers.
When I came in, lockers are pretty easy.
You definitely get the hang of things after a few days or so.
It just took me a week to kind of catch the hang of it, and I wasn't really scared of it anymore.
It's different in a good way.
Well, for starters, there's 6 classes instead of just 1.
The whole transition of a new school, I never really moved schools, so for me it was just the different teachers, different faces, and just seeing a lot of new people.
You'll have a lot more stuff, which is kind of hard, and walking actually through the hallway.
The biggest difference for me was the size. Hutton, where I went to elementary school, was actually a very, very small school.
In middle school, there's nachos, pizza, and all these different lines. There's the lunch special, so you could have a different variety of food.
I think the biggest difference is that you have more responsibility. Your teachers expect more from you and your parents.
Day flies by a lot faster.
First day is so crazy, but then it just gets easier after you repeat the steps.
My teachers would want me to stay learning, but honestly, just hanging out and coming here and chilling.
Oh, let me think about this. The best part is sports that are involved with middle school, because I remember in elementary school there's like cross country, but that was like once a year, and then there's 4 different sports you can get involved in if you want to.
I'd probably have to say the best part would be the electives. The electives are schoolwork, but it's fun schoolwork. Well, there's more freedom, I would say, in a way, like socially, and you meet so many more friends.
That's what I really like. You're very independent, but at the same time you still have teachers helping you and teaching you.
I like all of it, I guess. Just the new friends that you can make, new teachers, new learning experiences. It's really fun.
I'd tell my 6th grade self 2 things. 1, to get better hair gel because it wasn't sticking up very well. And then 2 is mainly just to kind of like, don't doubt yourself, it's gonna be okay, just try really hard.
Take a chill pill, like it's really not that bad. I was so nervous the night before, and then when I got there, like the teachers, they're so nice, like and be like, oh, can you help me with this? 8th graders, they're not scary, they're not mean, they'll help you if you need help.
I never really thought about this. I'd probably just tell myself to keep pushing on, don't give up, don't slack. To not worry about it, really, because it's not as hard as you think, and to just do your best and be yourself.
Be yourself and like have fun and use middle school to like learn lots and don't like waste the school day.
Do your homework. So try to finish your homework at school.
Not to worry about getting lost in because it's pretty easy maneuvering around the school.
It's okay not to know if you don't know where your classes are, or worrying that you might not have a lot of friends, because before you know it, you'll just have a whole group of friends.
It's just a lot of new kids, so you're gonna have to try to like talk to them. I just started talking to kids, and now like everybody knows me.
I would say don't be scared to try new things, because sometimes new things are better for you.
Just try hard, be nice to people, and you're gonna be successful.
Okay, so if you want to pause the lesson right here, you can. What piece of advice of the video was most helpful? I'm going to say, me being somebody that's already been in middle school before and really liked it, I would say that take a chill pill. It's not that big of a deal is probably the best advice on here. I know it feels like a big deal, but you got this. When you think about starting middle school, what are you most excited about? So, if you want, feel free again to pause here, or just we can keep going. But I was really most excited about making new friends, because you're going to a bigger school. There's more schools feeding in, like Terra Vista will feed into the, or maybe Terra Vista does Hopewell. Hold on. Okay, so I was most excited about making friends, and it looks like I'm looking right over here. It says that Union Hill, Terra Vista, Robertson, Harrington, DFT, our school, Caldwell Heights, all feed into either Hernandez or Hopewell. And so that's really fun. You get to meet other kids your age from different elementary schools, and that was my favorite part. And then we're going to set some goals about middle school success. So SMART goals. I actually used these in my grad school career. When I went to grad school, I used SMART goals. So it's something to look at, but let's do an example. Okay, so for SMART goals, so S stands for specific. What exactly do you hope to accomplish? Be clear. M is measurable. How will you know when you've achieved your goal? How will you track your progress? A is achievable. Is it possible to get there? Make sure your goal isn't too difficult to achieve. And then remember, R is relevant. Is your goal worthwhile and important to you? T is timely. When exactly do you hope to achieve your goal? So for S specific, you might make a SMART goal and say, like, I hope to make 2 friends the first week of school, 2 new friends the first week. How will you know when you've achieved your goal? How will you track your progress? So for measurable, you'll know you've made 2 friends because 2 is a number. And then you'll track your progress maybe on like okay, I've talked to this person, I've gotten to know them, and then it's achievable. Is it possible to get there? Yes. 2 isn't that crazy. You can do two friends. Are relevant? Is your goal worthwhile and important? Yes. T, timely. When exactly do you hope to achieve your goal? The first week of school. So see how I did that? You guys can also do that too. Okay, so I'm just going to give you guys a couple more slides of information. So, and just a little review of what we learned. It's okay to feel nervous. Remember, everybody is in the same boat, and this will be a new building and routine for all 6th graders. And teachers and counselors know this, and they're there to help you, okay? Also, okay, so tip number 1 is remember to be organized. Use a planner and different folders like we talked about, and clean out your backpack and locker every once in a while. Remember, we're just reviewing this. And then a lot of middle schooler students use binders because you can keep all your work together or organize it in separate folders. You can choose whatever system works best for you. And the summer is a great time to figure that out. Okay. And then keep on top of your homework and your grades. So middle school teachers expect you to do more independently, and you're going to have more homework, but they're there to help during advisory and tutorial times. And so advisory is just like your homeroom. Plan ahead and start longer directory, the Hernandez Middle School website. So if you go over here, look, here's counselors. Mr. Swords, there's not a picture, but you can click here to meet him. And then this is Mrs. Cohen. This is the other counselor. So you can click here and look. Look at this video.
My student ranges the last names from A to L. So
did you hear that? If your last name is A to L, this is your counselor.
You guys that have any questions in regards to academics, maybe some social issues at school, feel free to come to my office or email me. Other than being a guidance counselor, my interest, I like to ride bikes. If you know me, you know I like to ride bikes. So I have 6 of them. So,
it's 6 bikes. Do you hear that?
In the future, feel free to give me a holler. See you later. Bye.
Okay, and tip number 3, talk to your teachers. Ask questions if you're unsure about your assignment, a classroom task, or if you just don't understand something, just ask. Most likely there are other students in class wondering the same thing. Okay. Okay, let's look at the other counselor. Okay, look, it says click here to meet this counselor. This is Miss Cohen. This is the other counselor.
Hi, I'm Brenda Cohen. I'm one of the counselors here at Hernandez Middle School. I handle all grade level students, which means 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, with last name beginning from the letter M through Z. I address personal, social, emotional, academic, career concerns. And please visit our counselors page, which is on the Hernandez website. Bye.
Okay, I'm going to show you this too. Okay, so if we go back. Okay, so if you go back to counselors, let's see. There we go. Okay, and then you can go to the website. There you go. So it says like counselors, elementary to middle school. Like you could even click here, Future Bulldog website, and then look transition information. There's the choice sheet for 6th grade. So elementary to middle school transition, you can go to Future Bulldog website. There it is. And if you want to just know more, you can actually explore the Hernandez Middle School website and kind of check it out. And I'll tell y'all about that in just a second. Okay, so remember to tip number 3 is talk to your teachers. Ask questions if you're unsure about your assignment, a classroom task. Your advisory teacher is also there to help with any questions you have. Every teacher is required to have tutorial times. And you can go, they're posted on teacher websites again. So look, this is an example. This is math intervention, Miss Cerda and Mrs. Dempsey. Tutorials Monday 3:50 to 4:30, Tuesday 7:45 to 8:15. Remember, school starts later in the day for middle school, which is exciting. And then Friday is 7:45 to 8:15. And then you need to pass to attend tutorials, but that's just an example. Okay. And then tip number 4 is get involved. Find things that you enjoy, sports, club, activities, and get involved. This is a great way to meet new people and have fun. When you start school, ask to see what clubs are available when they meet. Here's an example of the clubs at Canyon Vista. So that's another middle school in the district. So there's an example of like all the different clubs, and I'm going to scooch it over so you can see this. Okay, so like board games, bullet journal, cartoon club, chess club, craft club, cross country, Canyon Vista Middle School Media Club, debate club, Dungeons and Dragons, sports league, Gay Straight Alliance, Girls Who Code, history, lunch bunch, book club, math counts, National Junior Honor Society. I highly suggest that you guys try to be in this. Robotics, science bowl. So look, it just goes on and on. Okay, so tip number 5 is watch tardies and absences. Of course, it's important to stay home and take care of yourself if you're sick, but work can start to pile up if you miss class often. And so middle school catching up is more difficult because you have to check in with multiple teachers, but teachers will be lenient with tardies for the first week or two as everyone will try to figure out where their classes are. And then, however, after that, they're going to enforce tardies. In elementary school, they just count tardies when you arrive at school. And in middle school, they count 1 tardy per class you arrive late to, okay? So make sure you know that. Stay healthy, get a good night's sleep, and eat a good breakfast before school. Everyone wants you to succeed and have healthy relationships and do your best and be yourself. And remember, peer pressure. Don't let anyone talk you into doing something that you don't want to do. Okay. So, more tips for your first day. Tape your schedule to your binder or planner so you can easily look at your class order and room numbers. Once you get your schedule, look up your teachers' websites and bookmark them like I just showed you where they were. Also write down teachers' tutorial time once you get your schedule. Get all your school supplies organized and ready. And practice opening your lock over the summer so you're going to be super confident in opening it if you have a locker. Okay, so we already watched this video. And then do you share some of the same worries? Remember, almost all students in the video said after a few days they realized their worries were no big deal. Okay? And then frequently ask questions about Hernandez, who works at Hernandez, and what else should you know about, okay? So about Hernandez, here's information about where Hernandez is, its address, all of that. And you can find your middle school. If you're not going to Hernandez, if you're going somewhere else, you can click middle schools on the Round Rock District website. And look, here's all of them. There's the one that I went to. There is Chisholm Trail. We have some kids going there. Deer Park, Grisham, Hernandez, Hopewell, Pearson Ranch, Ridgeview, Walsh. So here's all the middle schools if you guys are not going to Hernandez. Okay. And then Hernandez directory. So here it is. Every middle school has a directory. So if I go back to where we were, to middle schools, and let's say you're going to Cedar Valley, you can click, and then you can go to the website, and then you can click directory on any website. And look, some schools have teams. That 6-1 means 6th grade. And then look, there's some of the 6th grade teachers at Cedar Valley. Okay. So there you go. And then Hernandez student information. So look, there's a bell schedule, the counselor's website, the Eduphoria sign-in for students. There's lots of things like all these things. So if we go to the bell schedule, I'm just curious about that. Let's click it. There we go. Here's the virtual bell schedule, A and B days. So let's look at this. Okay, so here's advisory 8:20 to 8:50. And then look, it even says like if school at home. And then look, it says exactly what their schedule looks like this year. So there's 4 periods in the day. And look, here is the timing for all of them. So those of you that have been switching classes in 5th grade, that's kind of gotten you prepared for this, okay? All right. And then there's the website I showed you before. And then if you still have questions, you guys, this is not the end of our relationship. Even though I'm not going to be your school counselor anymore, I'm still going to be a person, a trusted adult in your life. And you can reach out to me anytime you ever need anything, okay? So you can call or text us. This is my Google Voice number. And then here's our emails. We still have those. And then right here is the emails of your counselors if you're going to Hernandez. And if you need help finding your counselor at your new school, I'm happy to help with that too. But you can always message me. Let me know if you guys ever need anything. I am here for you, okay? My role's just going to be changing in your life. I'm just going to go from a school counselor to a trusted adult in your life that can help get you resources. Okay, so we are so proud of you. You're going to be an amazing middle schooler, okay? I hope you guys have a wonderful day and let me know if you have questions. All right, bye.